Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Wednesday catch-up video. I've got a lot of videos online. I mean, there must be, I think there's nearly 2,000 videos. And people often ask us, John, how can I find this video or that video? I'll be perfectly honest with you, the indexing system on my video channel is shite, really. One video in particular has been asked for a few times is a video called Forge Your Fun, where I show how to set up, I show a different way of setting up a Forge Your chuck on a lathe. I mean, I use Forge Your chucks all the time, and I find it quite easy and quick to do it. There's several ways of doing it, but this way is a surefire way. Like it's a mathematical way of doing it. It works. Honestly, give it a go and you will be amazed. I've also decided that steam boiler I showed the pressure test on, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to cut the centre flow out, get some boiler tube, get it welded in, put some cross tubes in, one or two more fittings, but I'm definitely going to repair it. It's well worth repairing. It's nice. Once I get a look inside, I'll get a bit more idea as to how much corrosion's in there, but I don't think there'll be any, honestly. Interesting to see when I do get it apart why that water tube's leaking. Right, that's enough talk. Let's get on with tonight's video. Hi, my name's John. Welcome to a short video which is going to be all about Forge Your chucks, how to indicate work in Forge Your chucks. The Forge Your chuck is often found in a cupboard under the lathe, rusting away because people don't use them. If you're using a Forge Your chuck all the time, you won't need to watch this video because you'll be able to set up a Forge Your chuck very quickly indeed. I use a Forge Your chuck quite a lot. I'm fairly good at setting them up, but there is a method of setting a Forge Your chuck up which takes out of it not the guesswork, but it stops you from turning the chuck key the wrong way. A lot of people end up turning the chuck key the wrong way and they make things worse and they just get frustrated. So what I want to do is show you a method of setting up a Forge Your chuck that works for me. Forge Your chuck has got advantages over the 3-jaw chuck. Obviously you can grip things that aren't round, you can grip regular shaped items in it. It also gets a much better hold, a much stronger hold than a 3-jaw chuck, so you can take heavier cuts. You can also take your workpiece out of the 4-jaw chuck and put it back in and get it aligned accurately again. You can't do that with a 3-jaw chuck. Even the best 3-jaw chuck in the world has got run out. I've got a job here that needs to be set up very accurately. It's a little stub arbor. I'm going to make a centre out of it for my dividing head. So we'll put this in the chuck and I'll show you a quick and easy way of setting the chuck up. If you notice on the front face of the chuck there's a row of concentric rings. They aren't there to make the chuck look pretty, they're there to help you line the chuck up. You can see each jaw is slightly below the second ring down, or you can use the inner jaw, or you can use any part of the jaw you want. So I've adjusted the jaws so that's a slack fit in there. All we'll do, tighten each jaw and turn just a little bit to right, we've got a little nip on each jaw and you can see it's running out. It's not running out much, but it is running out. I've got a clock gauge mounted in my tool post. This clock gauge does 25 thou each way, 50 thou in total. You can use a DTI holder. I've got a Noga holder I use all the time, just depends. This one is better for the method I'm going to show you. The clock gauge is set on centre height, that's quite important. I've got the clock gauge set up, touching the workpiece. There's quite a lot of run out of this. The way this works is you find your lowest point, which is there, zero your clock gauge. Then you find your highest point, which is there, which is 43 thou. You turn it back to half that, which is 21, there, then re-zero your clock. You turn the chuck forward until the next jaw, which is that one, is lying level with the lathe bed. You tighten this jaw. It's easier to have two chuck keys, so we'll loosen the back one off. Tighten the front one till it goes back to zero, which is there. And straight away we're within 6 or 7 thousandths. Find your high point, which is that one. Tighten that. High point again, which is in between these two, so you that one and that one. We're getting near now. High point again, which is that one. High point is that one. One slightly too far. That's about as good as we're going to get. I've got a clock gauge here with a higher resolution. Each big division is 1/1000th, and you can see that's moving probably 2/10 of a thou. You wouldn't get a great lot better than that. That's the high jaw there. That's pretty good. As you see around here, that's the dog's bollocks. With the jaws moving independent, you can have the jaws in different ways around. I've got that two, those two one way and those two the other way, depending on what you're trying to grip. I've got a bit of square stock here and I want to centre that hole so I can bore the hole bigger. There's a very quick method of getting this in the chuck really accurately. You line it up by eye, that looks about the middle there, so we'll turn like that, so we know we're somewhere near. Right, all we're going to do is bring in the tailstock centre into that hole. A little bit of weight on it. Then we'll gently nip up each jaw till it's just touching. 1, 2. You see I've got the other two the opposite way on. You often need to put packing pieces in here, bits of aluminium, if you don't want to damage the face you're gripping. Right, so we've got basically it held in the centre. Right, next thing is to put a centre into the hole I've already got, and put another tail stock centre into the hole on the back of that one. So now we'll turn that and we can see our run out on there. I've actually got a spring loaded bar that I use for this, but if you haven't got one, you can do it this way. So we'll put our clock gauge on again. I'll use this one because I think the camera picks it up easier. Obviously the closer you get to the job, the more accurate it's going to be, but for the sake of the video we'll do it on there. Right, the same method as before. Find our lower point, which is there. Zero the clock on the lower point. Find the high point, which is there, 11th thou, half that, 5.5. Zero the clock again. Turn it forward to the next jaw, which is that one. Tighten that back to 0. That's within 2 thou. Find our high point, which is that one, which is that jaw there. High point again is that one. That's very near. High point that one. And that's just about spot on. I mean, that didn't take long at all, and I'm playing with the video camera at the same time, so I hope this video has helped you a little bit to take some of the mystery out of a 4-jaw chuck. There's nothing magical about it. It's basic, simple enough engineering. The secret is to practice. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and get the chuck out the cupboard and play with it. So we'll use the same procedure as I used before. We'll find the lowest point, which is there. Turn our clock gauge to 0. Find our highest point. That is the highest point, you clown. Once again, just to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I keep harping on about mental health. It is important, lads, and lasses, that we get things sorted out. I've been through a really not very nice period the last few months. I'm sort of coming out of it now. And it is important that you get help. The help's there. The other alternative, honestly, it just doesn't bear thinking about. Anyway, thanks for watching.